Strong female characters. When literally anyone says that, the internet is set on fire with debates. Strength is physical, strength is mental, it's both, it's neither. Women are better as the main focus, women are better in a supportive role. On and on it spins until everyone is confused. What actually makes a strong female character? Showrunners and movie makers seem to have their own take, and YouTubers make millions criticizing them, all in pursuit of the answer to this strangely politically charged question. Like, guys, this doesn't have to be about what you personally want a woman's role to be. That's an opinion, not a fact. This video isn't about gender politics though, thank God. I am not at all qualified to talk about that. It's about a show that I believe is on par with Avatar: The Last Airbender, writing quality-wise. Hello everyone and welcome to the Reulerverse. I'm Renee Rule, an author who writes otherworldly stories and does writing commentary. And this is why Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is a masterclass for writing female characters. Recently, I rewatched Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, as I do every few years to refresh my knowledge on great writing. And with this rewatch, I noticed something extraordinary. This show does female characters extremely well. Honestly, it puts a lot of live action and other American media to shame with how good they are. These ladies are so great, in fact, that I believe if you watch this show and analyze them, you would finally fully understand what a true, strong female character is supposed to look like. So whether you're trying to write one yourself or if you just want this debate to be put to bed for good, keep watching. The first character I want to talk about is Riza Hawkeye. She is the second lieutenant to Colonel Mustang in the Amestris military. I'm going to talk about her and 3 other female characters today. There are certainly more, but they aren't as well developed as these 4. Still, if I missed your favorite character in this show, I did not mean to. I just want this video to be a good length. So if you'd like to add them, comment the character down below and why you think they're strong, so other people can learn about them. Additionally, of course, obviously, there will be spoilers for Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood ahead, so if you haven't seen the show and want to, then proceed with caution. I will not be spoiling anything massive with the main plot, but I cannot guarantee a completely spoiler-free experience, especially since we'll be talking about each of these ladies' full character arcs. With that, let's dive into our first one. Riza Hawkeye. Riza Hawkeye is a young woman in her mid to late 20s. The back of her hair resembles a bird tail, and her bangs a hawk's wing. At first glance, she doesn't seem to fit the strong female character type, at least not as our current media likes to portray those. Riza is quiet, calm, and collected. She serves as support for Colonel Mustang for the entire series. I can already hear feminists crying now, "A woman? Living for a man? Blasphemous! There's no way she's a good character." And I can see where they're coming from. After all, I said in other videos, like the Bella versus Elena one, that doing this is a big no-no in writing. Having a woman's whole life be based on a man, especially if he's her love interest, is usually a recipe for a bad, underdeveloped character. However, Riza Hawkeye breaks this rule and manages to be a fantastic character. On the outside, Riza seems like a perfect soldier, obeying without complaint and fiercely loyal to her commanding officer. However, on the inside, there is so much more. Throughout the series, we witness Riza slowly open up, especially to the Elric brothers, the main characters of the series. We learn that Riza's father was Colonel Mustang's flame alchemy teacher. This is how she grew close to Mustang, and eventually she shared the secrets of flame alchemy with him, believing they could use the practice for good. Unfortunately, when they were later drafted, that wish did not come true. Riza and Colonel Mustang were forced to serve in the Ishvalan Civil War and commit countless atrocities. She and Mustang bonded over the trauma, and he vowed to become the next ruler of their country so that something so horrible could never happen again. Partially out of guilt and partially out of loyalty to her friend, Riza decided to support Colonel Mustang in this goal, giving everything she has to it. And that, right there, is what sets her apart from other characters. Yes, Riza follows a man. Yes, she is devoted to him body and soul, but it's the reason for her devotion that makes her such a great character. She believes in Mustang's vision for their home, and she will stop at nothing to get it. Not to mention she's an incredible fighter, stays calm under pressure, and isn't afraid to open up about the tragedy she's witnessed if it means helping others. Part of Riza's arc is learning to live with what she did and doing everything she can to make up for her actions. Her goals line up directly with Colonel Mustang, so it only makes sense she'd be loyal. It's a joy to find out more about her as the other characters slowly tear down her walls, and it's so satisfying to see the amazing person she becomes at the end of the show. Riza's story is such an important part of the themes of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, how it's never too late to make amends. Riza Hawkeye proves that a character does not have to be fiercely independent to be strong. Loyalty and devotion are not weaknesses. They can be someone's greatest strength. Izumi Curtis. Our next character is a simple housewife. Izumi Curtis, or Teacher, as Ed and Alphonse Elric like to call her, is an extremely powerful alchemist who lives a normal life as a married woman. She and her husband run a butcher shop, and they've always wanted to have kids of their own one day. Before the start of the show, Izumi got pregnant with their first child, but tragically, they lost the baby before it was even born. She and her husband had been trying to conceive for so long that this loss shattered their hearts into a million pieces. Izumi could not cope with the loss, and in an act of desperation, she attempted alchemy's ultimate taboo, human transmutation, in an attempt to bring her deceased baby back to life. This practice is forbidden by God, and as a result, she was punished. Izumi's body was rendered unable to have children ever again, and she was forced to live with the excruciating pain of missing some of her organs for the rest of her life. But faced with such a frankly horrifying fate, did Izumi give up? Did she take out her rage on the world or shut down, never wanting to open up to anyone or anything again? Not even close. Izumi continued to run her shop with her husband, and on the side she used her alchemy to save people. She may spend a lot of her life in bed, but that never stopped her from doing her best to give back to the world. One day, when fixing a dam that broke, she met Edward and Alphonse Elric. They begged her to be their alchemy teacher, and she took them under her wing as if they were her own sons. Her brutal and unrelenting teaching style taught the boys to be tough and to never give up. Knowing all this, it's extremely obvious what makes Izumi strong. She went through something that would break most people, and she still moved forward. In doing so, she found her family and place in the world. Izumi represents another integral theme of the show, to never give up. She's the reason the main characters are so stubborn, and her presence in the story is enormous, even though she doesn't actually appear in a lot of episodes. On a more personal note, I especially resonate with Izumi because I myself have a chronic condition. I don't talk about it much on this channel because I don't want to be defined by it or anything, but I can relate to that feeling that I don't have as much time to do things as other people because I have to rest a lot more. It's hard. It makes me feel like I'm inferior somehow, but I'm not. Not at all. The best thing you can do if you have limitations is take advantage of the times where you do have strength, where you feel good, and make sure that in those moments you go all out. You can't change your situation, but you can decide what you do with it. Out of all the female characters in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Izumi feels the most human. Olivier Armstrong. Now this one is third wave feminism approved. Wait, before you click off the video, that was a joke. Well, mostly. It is true that out of all the characters on this list, Olivier Armstrong is technically the most aligned with these strong female characters that are written in modern media. However, she has all of the best parts of them, and none of what makes them, mediocre. Olivier Mira Armstrong is a major general in the Amestrian military and the commander of Fort Briggs. That's the northernmost base of the country. Think of it as the Wall from Game of Thrones, except instead of keeping out White Walkers, it keeps out the Russians. Facing constant invasions and living in the bitter cold, it's not easy to be a soldier stationed at Briggs, much less their commander. To earn her position, Olivier had to be the strongest of the strong, and oh boy did she achieve that. Olivier is not only physically strong, able to best most men in combat, but she's also incredibly resourceful, calculating, and intelligent. Her men call her the Ice Queen because she will do whatever it takes to win a battle or to benefit her country, even if it means sacrificing people she cares about. If her traits ended there, though, she would not be in this video. She'd be over with Captain Marvel and Rey as characters intended to be strong, but missed the mark. It takes more than physical and mental strength to be a great character. Because of her icy demeanor and unwavering loyalty to the military, Edward and Alphonse find it hard to trust Olivier when they first meet her. She acts extremely standoffish toward them, not caring at all about Ed's state alchemist status, and even throwing them and his brother in prison when they refuse to tell her what they're hiding. However, in a later scene, another side of Olivier is revealed. When she asks her most loyal men to investigate a very dangerous tunnel, I don't have time to describe why it's dangerous, just trust me, she says if they're not back in 24 hours, they'll seal the exit shut with cement. The men complete the mission, but not within 24 hours. They try to exit, expecting it to be sealed, but it isn't. Then another soldier reveals the watch the commander gave them to time their mission. It turns out that watch didn't even work. Olivier never intended to abandon her men. She simply uses that tough facade to keep order in the fort. Another aspect of Olivier explored in the show is her relationship with her brother, Olivier Armstrong. She boasts that he's weak, citing that showing mercy makes him a pansy, her words, not mine. However, in the final battle of the show, when they face off against a homunculus, there is no one she trusts more to fight by her side. And when she gets too injured to fight, she urges Alex to keep fighting, knowing he'll come out alive. Olivier is tough, but she's fair. Her words don't always match her actions, but I believe that's because she has always had to be strong for her men. We don't see a lot of Olivier as she appears very late in the show, but what we get is plenty. She is an incredible and layered character. Winry Rockbell. Those who watched the show, you knew this one would be included in this list. I've saved the best for last. Our final female character for discussion is Winry Rockbell, the childhood friend and love interest of the main character, but she is also so much more. After losing their parents, the Elric brothers were taken in by Winry and her grandmother. They've been a family since they were little, and Winry's family automail shop is what helped the boys get back on their feet. Literally. Winry is Ed's engineer. She made a new arm and leg for him, and every time the Elric brothers lose a fight, she's always there to get them back on their feet. There's even a time when Edward needs a rush order and Winry stays up 3 nights in a row to get it done for him. Her unwavering support is what allows the Elric brothers to become the heroes they were meant to be. Not to mention her temper is just like Ed's, making them perfect for each other. But of course, as every great character does, Winry has her own goals and ambitions in life. She wants to become the best automail engineer possible. To do that, she leaves her sleepy hometown to go to the automail capital of the country. There, she studies under a master engineer and becomes popular with the people there. A huge theme of Winry's character is that kindness is never a bad thing. And a huge turning point of the show, Winry faces off with the man who took her parents away from her. And in the standoff, she has the opportunity to shoot him. In this moment, she would be justified in taking revenge, as her parents lost their lives trying to save him. Their deaths were completely wrongful and unjustifiable. However, Winry can't bring herself to pull the trigger. After Edward protects her and calms her down, he says a line that explains exactly why. These hands aren't meant to kill. Winry is a creator, not a fighter. There is great strength in what she does, and if she were to stray from that path, she'd lose herself. Winry's strength does not come from being physically gifted. It's her brilliance, resourcefulness, and ability to be vulnerable that makes her such a fantastic character. Putting it all together. If you've been listening to the points closely in this video, you've likely noticed a pattern. The one thing all of these ladies have in common. The key to writing strong female characters. It's very simple, actually. Make them layered. Make them feel like a human. Don't just give them one thing to do. Give them hobbies, a distinct personality, a clear goal, and most of all, moments where they fail. Bonus points if each character has a theme that they're supposed to represent, like in Fullmetal Alchemist. The reason women in modern storytelling don't work is not because they're physically strong or too mentally strong or whatever. It's because they're normally only one thing. A woman who's great at sword fighting and wants to be a warrior is fine, but if that's all she is, that's not a strong female character. It's not even a strong character, period. There is nothing wrong with emotions, with vulnerability, with seeing a character's goal not go the way that they thought it would. With failure. In fact, it's those very traits that make a character feel human that make the audience want to root for them. And that's it for today's discussion. If you made it to the end of this video, you are now my favorite person. I hope you learned something about writing female characters, and let's be honest, this advice applies to all characters in general, regardless of gender. It really isn't rocket science. Trust me, I know. It just takes a bit of creativity and effort, which I realize is apparently scarce these days. But anyway, I hope I've inspired you, and I'll see you all in the next video. As a woman myself, I love writing female characters, and I'm good at it. If you want to see some amazing ladies, check out my book Life Amongst the Giants. The link will be in the description.